takes a strong man to know when he is wrong, and it takes an even stronger man to admit when he is wrong. Anyways, into the episode. I would like to deeply apologize. I am very responsible for the reason that we did not upload last week, and we broke our weekly upload schedule. That is all my fault. I went to New York, and I was simply unprepared. I'll be honest. The quality of the microphone and the webcam that I had access to...
Do you think it has anything to do with New York in general?
No, definitely not.
I think it has everything to do with... I think it's because of New York.
No, because if I still have that setup that I attempted to use in New York here in California. I brought it there and back. And if I were to try to use that right now, it would just be unacceptable, and I wouldn't be able to, regardless of where I am. So
you're telling me that it was the microphone's fault and not the air quality in New York that made your voice sound all weird and wonky like it was coming through.
Guys, okay, I don't want to even hear it. I actually had better sound quality in New York with my New York setup compared to here.
My ass.
I did.
I was there. I was listening to you.
No,
you did not
I did.
Have better
you want to know why?
quality.
Because I had sound padding all over the walls, much more than I have now, and I had a giant bed in my room because I only lived in a one-bedroom apartment before, so I had a giant bed in my room, which really acted as a huge sound filter. So it did sound a lot better back in New York.
I thought you were going to be reclining on your bed while you were recording, and you're like, and due to the incline, I just projected my voice so much more. I was like, I don't think that's a thing, but you cleared that up very quickly.
You know what was crazy that happened today? On the airport, I ran into somebody from my high school that I know, but I wasn't really like...
In New York or in LA?
In New York, coming to LA. Literally the same flight.
Wait, so you guys are on the same plane?
We were on the same plane, yeah. So, okay.
That's fucking crazy.
What happened is that
Did you flex on them?
I was sitting down. No. I was sitting down, and I made eye contact with this girl that just walked up in front of me. And then I looked up, and then I looked back down at my laptop. And then I was just like, wait a minute. And they walked away. And I was like, holy shit, I know that person. So then I'm like, I sat in my chair 5 minutes just having, as you do when you're kind of terrified of confronting strangers. You're just like, do I talk to her? Do I say hi? I'm just building myself up. I'm buttering myself up. Yeah. And then I went up to her and I'm like, excuse me. And then I said her name. And then she's like, I didn't know who you are. So then I pulled down my mask because, I use my mask in the airport. I am actually noticing a lot of people are going
You pulled it down and you risked everyone at the
Well, no. I was actually going to say everybody at the airport now is starting to not use their masks anymore. It's kind of scary.
So you pulled down your mask.
I pulled down my mask
and sneezed on her.
And she said no, I coughed on her actually.
Teach her a lesson.
Yeah. And then
you found your friend.
She said that she couldn't recognize me, and I said, "Yeah, I'm not rocking the bowl cut anymore." And then she instantly knew once I said my name.
Oh, she was like, "Oh, bowl cut boy."
No,
didn't actually know your real name.
No. My high school was way too small to not know people by name. So yeah.
So did she ask you what you did?
Yeah, I told. She's like, "What are you doing going to LA?" I'm like, "Oh, I live there now." She's like, "What do you do? YouTube?" And then I explained that. And then I learned she's doing film stuff as well. So that was a cool reunited thing. But now, the reason I bring... Oh, Louis, stop that.
So you flexed on her without flexing on her. Is that
look, she
Or did
asked
she be
me,
like, no, I work with Martin Scorsese. And you're just like, whoa.
Look, ever since I graduated college, I'm still learning how the process of typical conversation goes between two human beings. So she beat me to the punch this time of asking me how I was and what I was doing with my life right now. So I learned after the fact. I wasn't trying to flex anything. For all I know, she could have been a millionaire going to LA. Maybe she is. She actually... wait, no. I can't say that. You can't say that she's poor because she actually had priority grouping over me. No, she didn't have first class. I lost
priority
her.
Grouping.
Yeah. She had the group above me to get onto the plane. Yeah.
Okay, so she's crippled.
Doesn't that mean that you
she
paid
was in the
more?
Military.
Does that mean that you paid more to get on earlier?
Or she just has more miles, or her family has more miles.
I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and say that she's loaded to the nines.
She's just
but
loaded.
Didn't want to flex too hard. Yeah, she just wanted to be first onto the plane.
She was in Kenobi.
She's a war photographer actually, so she qualifies as a veteran.
But I actually do need your guys' help because now I don't know how to go about rekindling this friendship with someone that I wasn't even that close with.
Do you want to rekindle
Yes,
their
I'd
friendship?
love to. Now I want to reach out to people now. I actually did try reaching out to a few people from my high school that I hadn't talked to in a few years while I was back in New York. And they did respond, which is crazy. But we couldn't end up meeting up. I met up with like college friends and just Manhattan friends in general, but I couldn't meet up with any high school friends while I was back in New York during my excursion.
I don't even know if I would want to like meet any of the old people I used to go to high school with. Like I can't think of anyone that I'd really want to talk to besides the ones that I already talked to and haven't stopped talking to since high school, except maybe my old English teacher, because she's single now and she's always been hot. So I mean,
Your
like,
old English teacher?
Oh yeah, she was smoking.
She's what? She's 20 years older than you?
How old was she? Oh God, I don't remember. She got married young. She
So
wasn't that
she's
old.
married.
No, she was married.
Oh.
Don't worry, Twobold. I was in
she's
love with my
divorced.
math teacher, and she was married.
Dude,
and I
she
think
was so hot. Why are English teachers so hot?
no, I'm talking about math. I'm talking about math teacher.
Okay,
I
yeah,
think
but
she
I'm
was
talking
aware.
about- I'm fantasizing about my teacher right now, not yours.
You know, I bet she was an average, not even great-looking girl. It's just the fact that she taught English was how you found her so attractive.
No, she was just very hot. Like all the guys were just like, yo, she's kind of fine. Her husband's a lucky man. And the funny thing is, I still remember her telling us the story about how she met her husband because he was this Russian dude. And he met her in a bar. He walked up to her with his other friend and he said, "Hello, my name is Sergey. And this is my friend, Sergey." And they were both named Sergey. And she was like, and from there, they just had me laughing the whole night. And I'm like, got it. Find a friend named Sergey. I understand. I get the assignment.
But yeah, I'm still friends with all of my high school friends. Most of the people I live with are my high school friends.
Yeah, you literally moved out here. I met somebody from... Oh, while I was in New York, one of the excursions that I went on was a graduation, and I met somebody who moved from... I forget where they originally lived, but they moved to Miami, and they said that they did not like it there. Yeah, they said...
That's why I got out of there.
The people... But I always hear you. You have those stories.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories in Miami, but generally
It's you
fucking
of growing
sucks.
up in Miami, but not like being an adult in Miami.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense, yeah.
So what's wrong with Miami then, Louis? Why'd you need to get
It's
out?
hot.
Is it because Pitbull's there?
No, Pitbull makes it good.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It's humid and hot. You feel like you're melting every time you leave your house. It's the worst. It's absolutely the worst. Other than that, nightlife actually is a thing there. Here in LA, there is no nightlife. Like everything closes at like before midnight. At midnight in Miami, we'd still be pre-gaming in the house. Like, oh, are you guys ready to leave yet? Yeah. And then we leave at like 2 a.m. from the house. And then
I'm
we
not
get
a big
home.
fan of that. I'm not a big fan
That's
of
crazy.
the nightlife in LA.
That's a very late time to be partying, man.
Yeah.
I love that, being able to leave the house past midnight and all that. I feel like
Yeah.
it. Well, with a lot of my friends who have hourly schedules and jobs that they have to follow time shifts for. Yeah, they get to my house or we meet up past 5, and then it's like we have to get out of the house as soon as they get here. And usually that's during the summer or something for the most part, so it's hot and sweaty outside. They can't relax by the AC, and then we immediately have to go out into the scorching heat again. It's not ideal. That's why I appreciate going out late.
I'm shocked LA doesn't have nightlife. I feel like it would it not?
I mean, there are some bars that go late, but it's not like Miami where everything is open. Every restaurant, like it's just things are just open.
I guess it makes sense because that's the only time you can actually be outside in Miami
Yeah.
is when it's nighttime. From what it sounds like, I guess LA is different.
LA is the most beautiful weather of all time, every day, always. It's just always.
I like LA's
nice.
weather. It hasn't been. It hasn't
Didn't
been.
you complain that you were
ugly hot.
cold all the time while you
Yeah,
were in LA?
No,
but being
no,
cold
no,
is
no.
better than being fucking sweaty and hot, and
I disagree.
you're.
I was complaining about when I first moved in, and that was because I was underprepared for the adventure. First of all, for some reason, for the first 2 weeks that I moved into my LA home, it was actually 10 degrees colder than it was in New York for the whole time, which was very unexpected. And when I moved to LA, I didn't exactly pack blankets expecting this type of weather, so I was freezing for those first few nights, but I had to bundle up and everything. But yeah, it was pretty chilly. But right now I have my
Just
AC on.
imagining you had a little blowed up cot just shaking in the middle of the night with like a whole bunch of your clothes on you.
I literally was.
Just like,
cooking
"I hate LA.
cooking
This
beans
place
on an
is
open flame."
freezing."
I almost committed a horrible sin, and I almost got to the point where I needed to put on socks while I was sleeping in bed, but I didn't succump to that.
That's horrifying.
I know. It was
actually.
that cold.
That's how you know it's cold.
Yeah.
I've had to do that.
I think that's
before.
like one of the few things that I can't do to sleep. Like even while I'm drunk, I'll wake up with no socks on. I'll be like, I'm still sane. That's basically what I know if I go to bed drunk and I have no socks. I'm like, okay, I wasn't that drunk.
I remember. Oh, that's. I don't know why. I saw a post. I forget what website it was on, but that was when I was introduced to drinking life. And I saw this post that said, "Wow, I must have been super sloshed last night to have put on socks and slept with them last night." And I'm like, "That is so funny. I understand what it's like to be drunk now. Wow, I appreciate this drinking comedy."
Gets drunk once. I understand.
I'm very fortunate. Well, I guess I'm very degenerate to know that when the first times I got drunk is when I was like 14, 15, like really fucking drunk and throwing up everywhere and like understanding what it means to be drunk. And then I met this guy in college. I won't say his name, but it was the first time he had ever gotten drunk, like really drunk, and started throwing up everywhere. And he kept looking. He was like, "Is this gonna be forever? I'm gonna feel like this forever." It's like, no, dude, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
But he was
This is how
asking
it
me with
ends.
such sincerity that in my head I was like, I don't know, maybe it will last forever for him. I can tell you.
It's drunk once, never stops puking. What an awful way to go. Are you eating cheese? Is that just a slice of cheese?
Fuck.
I got off the plane and I was a little hungry. Have a snack.
Just eating cheese.
Yeah.
A slice of Kraft mac and cheese. Just
It's
going to
mozzarella sliced cheese.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really complain. I always have a stick of cheese in the morning, so I mean, you know.
Yeah, so
I've been
what's
doing
wrong
hard-boiled
with a little
eggs.
flat cheese.
I don't know, it just feels weird to see you eating like a square of cheese as opposed to like a cheese stick.
I'm
I don't know if
taking
it's just
bites out of
because
it.
I'm
I'm not
weird.
just stuffing it into my mouth like a degenerate.
Okay, well, you know, that's besides the point, I think. What about the questions that we asked
Oh,
everyone?
Yeah.
Ready to go
yeah.
dive into
Okay,
those?
so what we did for our 20th
Wait, before
episode.
we start, I've been noticing that I've been running into this problem literally every day.
Ooh, let's hear it.
That I've been falling asleep with my phone like this. Like on the pillow.
Oh, you got the issue that Yi has.
And then my hand will let go of it, and then my phone will fall through the cracks of my bed. And because my bed is pushed up against the wall, if it lands near the wall, I can't move my bed out because I have a desk that's like blocking it. So I have to literally pick up my whole bed every time while I'm dead tired to get my phone back. It's the worst shit to ever happen. I don't know. This is just something that's been happening to me a lot. All right, let's get to the questions.
I make
Dude,
sure
I
that
thought you were gonna say you just been falling asleep with your phone facing you like the
No.
entire time, like Yi when he had the laptop.
The
at that
laptop? No, I
Airbnb,
keep
and he put
dropping it down the
sideways.
fucking thing. I fall asleep to Hassan, and then Hassan cradles me back to bed.
That's so
Did you see
good.
that
Dude,
video
I
of him
Pavloved
crushing the
myself.
watermelon with his
Dude.
thighs?
Of course I did.
Dude, that was a fire video. Besides that, I Pavloved myself recently because there's one YouTuber that I always watch when I'm going to bed, and now whenever I hear his voice, I immediately start feeling sleepy. I'm just-
Huge, amazing.
Like if I'll be in the middle of like coming down from streaming, and I'll be like, oh, I want to watch something while I'm eating dinner, and then I'll put on one of their videos, and then I'll pass out with my little you know, bowl of food right in front of me, and then I'll just be asleep, and then I'll wake up and I'll have the bowl now cold in my lap, just staring at the TV. It's a real issue I've come across.
I don't have any of those issues. I need to be in the perfect spot in order to fall asleep, so nothing ever falls on me. Nothing ever wakes me up in the
Dude,
middle
you're
of
in
the
a
night.
voice call with us half the time you pass out. You're on your phone. You're just like, "Hey guys, keep talking so I can hear you."
Yeah, no, I put okay.
Snoring.
I have a not to flex or anything. I'm rocking a queen size bed right now, and what I do is that I place myself firmly on one side of the bed, as if there's another whole ass person taking up the other side of the bed, except
And
there's
that's your
not, and it's
phone.
just my phone. Yeah, exactly. So I never have to worry about knocking my
it's like
face
you're cuddling
into it.
us?
I would really have to tossle and turn a lot in my sleep in order to hit myself in the face with my phone or any body part into the phone.
I thought I used to be a bad sleeper. Like I thought I used to twist and turn a lot, and then I had one girlfriend that would literally turn into a tornado, and she would suck up all of the blankets into a cocoon around her.
So
That
you
was the
slept
worst
with a
time,
girl?
man. I was so cold all the time. That chick took every fucking
So
blanket.
you slept with a girl is what I'm hearing.
That's gross.
Several, believe it
That's
or not. over my
disgusting
lifetime.
too bold. I would like to.
And you know what?
ignore
That's
that.
your purview. I was raised different. Okay,
I
you
would like
sleep
to-
with whoever you want to. I'll sleep with some women. Okay, let's just move on to the questions. Okay.
All right, let's go to the questions. How do you want to do it? Should we?
Have you got? I actually didn't find it. There's a lot of degeneracy questions coming from mine. Should I speed?
I mean, there's definitely
a.
a lot of good questions. There's got to be.
I haven't looked at them yet. Here, you guys start.
Okay. Is a snake no neck or all neck? I'm going to take this from you immediately because this question is plaguing
Is snake
my mind.
no neck or all neck? It is all neck.
I'm going to go with no neck because there's tail. I think it's all tail.
I think that the snake, you know how they use
It's
snakes
head
to like
and then
hypnotize
tail.
people? I think the
Well,
snakes
didn't
have
snakes-
hypnotized us so that we can't see the lower half of their body. And they're actually really buff human-like features.
So it's all neck.
And it's just, but we can't see past the neck, so that's all we see is the slithery part.
Would
So
you
think
consider?
that the tiny snakes are actually hiding a huge body?
I
that we
think the
just
tinier
can't
the
see?
snake, the tinier the snake, the bigger the body. Yes, worms,
Okay.
worms as well.
So how did they
It
crawl on
applies-
the ground exactly? Is it like a Doug Trio situation where it's all underground and that's
Oh,
why they're always
all
on
making
the
out
floor?
with each other underneath. I mean, I don't know. Would you think a Komodo dragon, the part above their shoulders, is neck?
No, because they don't hypnotize you like snakes do.
Snape's.
Okay, so this is all the hypnotism thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you're not thinking it's all tail, right? Like, so you know rattlesnakes, how they shake their tail, and that's like supposed to ward off people. What if the tail
Yeah, that's
is
their
the
drip.
actual
It's a
thing that
necklace.
hypnotizes you? Oh, that's the necklace.
Yes.
Ah, you know, I get you now. So he's got a little rattler
Do
necklace.
your
Okay,
chain
I'm
hang
down
low?
with
Do it wobble to the floor? That's actually referring to the noise that the rattlesnake makes.
that. Okay, I'm down. I'm down to think that that's the real reason. Yeah,
All
let's
right,
do it.
cool.
Let's
So they're
do
all
it.
neck.
All right, let me hit us with them.
Okay. I got a question. Which chat out of our three chats do you think is the best at gaming?
Ooh, the best at gaming.
Yeah.
My chat backseats a lot.
But are they good?
Yeah, like if we were to pin them in like a Valorant tournament or something like that, or like an Overwatch
Are we saying
tournament.
5 best of the best or 5 average, like
What if
randomly
we,
selected?
We should totally do that one day. Get
Battle of
5
the
of
chats?
the best of your chat.
No, I don't
And
think it's
then
best of the
we'll
best. That'll be
battle each
too. That'll be too difficult to figure out who's the best of the best. Or maybe it wouldn't be. Maybe we'd have like a Discord channel dedicated to
You
like
go
posting
based
your
off of
stats.
rank.
Ma-
Easy.
I was gonna say another funny thing would be to do actually random selection, but that might be too
Random
one-sided.
selection of 5 people in your chat.
Yeah,
The average.
yeah.
That might be fun.
I'd say probably knowing like the most talkative people in Louis' chats, they're almost all like immortal.
Or immortal in Valorant. Yeah.
Valorant.
Really?
I think Louis might have the best selection just by like his most active ones.
I remember
I don't
this is when I was peaking in viewership on Twitch, and I asked what rank everybody was. And I remember there were out of like when I had over 1,000 viewers, I remember I only saw 3 messages that were like I'm top 500. And for all we know, they could have been capping, but everybody else seemed to be pretty honest with what their rank was, and it was like rare that I see GM. But yeah, a majority of them were diamond, plat level.
Okay.
There were 3 top 500s, but yeah, I'd say Louis.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I believe it.
Maybe. That's awesome. All right. Well, we'll give it to me. That's cool.
Yep.
All right,
Yeah,
Fish, pick a
Louis is
question
probably
from
best.
yours.
Wait, okay.
Because that was a question from mine.
What did you guys want to be before becoming YouTubers? So in your case, music, Twitch streamer.
What did we want to be when we were kids? Like, okay, before.
When I was a kid, I told my mom I'm gonna be a millionaire, and I never elaborated.
You know what, Mom? You know what? I've decided I'm just going to be a millionaire.
Yeah, I'm gonna be rich. And my mom said, "I hope you are, honey." And then she never questioned me again. I think she knew I was an idiot before I even grew up. She was just like, "Well, have a second kid."
Oh, no.
I wanted to be a paleontologist when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was one of the dumb kids that wouldn't shut up about dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs?
Oh yeah. Then what's your favorite dinosaur?
I don't think I have one now.
Wow.
I've lost
so
all
you've-
my
you've already
passions.
you killed that dream.
Yeah, I did.
That was just dead. You don't
But
even
you know what I
remember
did find,
dinosaurs
which was
anymore.
sweet out of nowhere? It wasn't even hiding that far. It was just in, what do you call it, the hamper in my room. I got it when I was 2 years old,
fossil?
and it was this plushie of this green T-Rex, and I used it. It was my favorite stuffed animal, and I found it
Nice.
while I was in New York this week. Yeah. It was
I think
cute.
from as long as I can remember, I wanted to be in the Teen Titans.
Did you want to be an
powers did
addition,
you
or did you
want?
want to be literally one of the characters?
Dude, I don't even care. I wanted to just be a worker in their building. They didn't need that large of a building.
Janitor.
They really didn't need that large of a building. Who the fuck gave them that? Batman?
I mean, the city. They needed that building. It's a giant T, so you know where they are. You know who to call and where to look. I mean, I'm just surprised it wasn't attacked more often. I'd be like, there's
Wasn't
where
it
our
attacked
heroes
pretty
are.
often?
I think it was attacked.
Not as often as I would imagine for people that advertise where they live.
I mean, there's a giant moat around it.
I mean, I guess, but even still, like it's a T. It can't be that structurally sound. There was no supporting beams on that T. I can't imagine it was very stable.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. It was always just music for me. That's my boring answer. It's literally just always just music.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Right, how about this one? Favorite game of all time and why? That's a pretty standard question.
I'm a gaming normie when I think about it, dude.
You're just gonna say like Overwatch or TF2?
No, I wasn't gonna say that.
Of all time.
Fallout 3, easy, for me.
So I think I went through a stage when I was younger, like versus today, of looking at games now, and back then, I'd have to say it was Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. It was the first time that I embarked on a journey that I knew nothing about, and it just kept throwing me into world after world. Because all I did was FPS shooters, and I was used to do the same map over and over and play against people. But then when you get involved in the story and the depth and the emotion of the characters and all that, despite there being, not really too much in depth when it comes to Legend of Zelda games, because most of the time most of the main characters will say like 2 words and then it'll be on to the next character. But yeah, I'd probably say it's Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess.
That's big. See, mine of all time, I usually just say TF2 because genuinely it's the game I had like the most fun that I can remember. But as a kid, like I can only ever think of Ratchet and Clank. That's just the one that always comes back to me. I played those I think those are the first games that I ever played over and over and over again, like through the story mode, like on New Game Plus, and just kept doing over and over and over again. I played Ratchet and Clank 2, Going Commando, and Up Your Arsenal so many times.
What'd you like about it?
I just loved the characters. I loved how it played. I loved killing Captain Quark. I hated that fucking green bitch so much. Anytime I got to deal with Captain Quark and just lay him out was such a good time. Also, in discovering the Insomniac Museum for the first time, oh, that was sick. Insomniac games always have like little Easter eggs, and there was one in, I don't forget whether it was 2 or 3, but like at midnight specifically, if you went to this one fountain on this level, you could go to the Insomniac Museum, which is just where all the game developers hid a whole bunch of stuff that didn't make it into the game and a whole bunch of backstory stuff. And you could just
that's
explore.
cool.
I thought it was the coolest shit ever. I was like, this is the best game ever. They even have a secret world where the game developers are the only ones allowed, and I snuck in.
That's awesome.
I
That one or Spyro.
just remembered something.
I never got into Spyro.
Yeah, it's because you're a fool.
Yeah,
You
maybe.
should have.
I liked Spyro, yeah.
It was the first, like, Ripto's Rage was the first one I ever 100%ed. That was the first game I ever 100% completed.
I think mine was a fucking Pac-Man game, I'm pretty sure. That or Spider-Man on the Game Boy. One of the two. They were both Game Boy games that I 100% completed. I forget even if I did that. But what I was going to say, yeah, I think I need to get into single-player games more often. Because I remember another game that definitely stuck in my heart that I just grinded through the moment that I started Chapter 1 of the first game was BioShock, the BioShock series. Because I got into it when Infinite was just about to release, and I was like, I kind of want to get this game. This game looks hype, but I should probably learn the lore. I can play the first 2 games, yeah. So that's what I did. And then I thought that I'd be late to BioShock Infinite, but I ended up grinding those 2 games just in time for Infinite to come out.
I played BioShock 1 for the first time a while back, and yeah, there was some moments where I was genuinely terrified. Like, there was, like, I didn't realize that I couldn't hear some enemies if they were directly behind me, especially in that level where, like, the statues come to life or whatever, which scared the absolute shit out of me. Like, I thought I was a grown man. I'm like, this baby game from the PS2 era is never going to scare me. And I was just terrified whenever, like, one would spawn behind me. There's just a clip that I have on my channel where, like, I generally get jump scared because I turn around to, like, pick up something. And there's just a guy in my face just swinging. I'm like, ah! Absolutely freaking out. But I don't play horror games very often. But Bioshock was a good time. It was a very solid game.
I'm just remembering back in the Xbox Live days, I would just constantly download. These are with a bunch of people that I only knew through Xbox Live Party Chat and all that, and I would just constantly download so many demos. We would never buy games. We'd only play the same level of demos over and over together. I remember constantly before I ever owned Left 4 Dead 2, I played, it was a swamp map or something, one of the demo maps that was available. I probably played through that map maybe no, that's an exaggeration, maybe 50 times before I actually even thought about, Mom, can I buy this game? But no, we just grind that same map over and over again. And then once I actually owned the game, then I put in like 700 hours into it. It's crazy.
That's so much for Left 4 Dead. That's crazy.
I know. I love the Infected. I have another question at the ready.
Blood that much, did you?
No, not really. No. I have another question if we are ready.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Are there more legs or more eyes in the world?
It's got to be legs, right?
Yeah, because there's insects with like 1,000 legs.
I think it would be legs.
As soon as you introduce millipedes.
How is this a trick question? Is what I'm trying to think. I feel like some people have some pretty strong opinions.
It's supposed to. It's not. It's definitely legs. I mean, if we're talking about humans,
I would say you're more likely to lose a leg than an eye, most of the time.
Really? It's kind of hard to just chop off a leg.
How many times have you seen someone with an eye patch?
Yeah.
Versus how many times have you seen someone with like a wheelchair?
Also, that's not what eye patches are even for. Too bold.
Well, I mean, if you lose an eye, you could put an eye patch over it.
I guess you could, Too Bold.
I mean, that's what I initially assumed it for.
Your stupidity.
My stupidity is that what is an eye patch for?
Do you not know what an eye patch is for?
More eyes
if you tell me that it's because pirates used to put, or sailors used to put them over their eyes, so that way when you're under the sea deck or whatever, you don't always have one eye with night vision, so you can come up.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
See things. Fuck you. That's not what it is. You just cover up the missing eye.
No, it's not.
Is it legs? Is it?
It's got to be legs.
To go in depth.
I'll have you know, Louis, it's because
I hate
pirates
this.
were constantly losing their eyes from their hook hands when they tried to scratch their eye, thinking they still had a hand.
But then they probably have a peg leg, because they're a pirate.
Legs. Yeah.
Fuck.
Gotcha.
Fuck.
Gotcha. It said. You see, this is why I forgot to mention this part of the question. They said you have to go in depth about this, and that's where it's just like, wait a minute, are there eyes?
It's gotta be. I mean,
are there
insects.
eyes that we aren't aware of that are just constantly
What
surrounding
if there's
us?
legs that we aren't aware of?
Yeah, I guess that's at the end of the day. You have to ask yourself, what do you define an eye as? Like, is a camera?
What
in
do you
the
mean?
corner of
What
a
do you
room?
define an eye as?
Is an iPad an eye? You know,
all the
iPhones.
iPhones.
And then you have to define, is a foot pick a foot?
But then is a phone stand a leg?
Oh my God! Wait, tripods? Is that 3 legs?
But then, wait, lenses, are those different eyes?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with legs on this.
It's got to be
I
legs.
think it's legs. I think it's legs.
Okay,
All right,
I got a
next
question. Matt and Todd are walking to the bar from their respective houses. Matt lives 2.4 miles from the bar.
No.
Todd lives 3.8 miles from the bar. Matt travels at 3 miles per hour, while Todd travels at 3.5 miles an hour.
Todd.
Who arrives at the bar first?
Todd does.
Whichever one started closer.
Why?
No, wait. Aren't
Todd
they
is
leaving
further.
the bar?
No, they're going to the bar.
They're going to the bar? Okay, whichever one is closer.
I would need to have
2
it
point-
written in front of me. I'm not a visual learner.
Okay, so
I am a
Matt
visual
lives
learner.
2.4 miles from the bar. He's traveling at 3 miles. Todd lives
2.4.
3.8. Todd lives 3.8 miles, and he's traveling at 3.5 miles an hour.
So there's a 0.3 difference versus a 0.6, if I'm remembering.
Yeah, I think
this
Matt
correctly.
gets
it's
there
hard
first
to picture
easy.
numbers. I think
Matt gets there first easy.
Yeah, Matt knows how to do math. Okay, Matt is gonna be drunk by the time Todd shows up. He's gonna be like, "Where the fuck were you? We said we were walking out
Where
of
the
New York
fuck
pace."
were you, Todd?
Yeah, the real question is how long is it going to take for Todd to catch up to
Also, who the
That's
fuck
really
names
Night
their
was
kid
supposed to be a
Todd?
movie.
What is Todd short for? Toddler?
toddler?
How slow he was walking.
Yeah, like baby legs. Wait, he has no legs. It goes back to
Oh no!
his 4 eyes.
Trying to get there with his eye stalks.
All right, Twofold, your question.
Let's see what we got here. Why did she leave me?
Because you listen to this
see.
podcast.
Damn. That's rough.
We
But
don't have a
also,
very
yeah, that's
degenerate
rough for you,
podcast.
dog. I'm gonna be real with you.
No, our podcast is very tame.
Yeah, comparatively to a lot of other podcasts. 100%.
Oh yeah, we don't.
But I think it's not because we want it to be that way. I think we just are. We're not as people, as just guys. We're not like offensive people. I don't think.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
It's not like we're every time we're live. It's like, every time I end live, I get to say every slur I want to. It's like that. It's not a want that I have, or to just be like controversial.
Yeah, I guess Twobold would be the most controversial, darkest humor out of all of us. So, but I feel like all of that is out in the
I
open.
toe the line a little more than necessary. You might be onto something.
Yeah.
Here's one. If you guys could be a gym leader, what would your team be in Pokemon?
Are we doing no legendaries?
I'm such a nerd about
Yeah.
this, dude. I like
No legendaries? Okay.
I like the idea
And
of-
let's make it type balanced, so
No,
that
no.
way we don't have like whatever the most recent Pokemon iteration's fire gym leader was, where he had like 4 Pokemon that weren't a fire type because that game had 2 fire types in it.
No, but you see, I get nerdy about this. I like considering personality into what gym type
The
you'd be. Like, I
personality
don't
of
want.
your Pokemon?
You're not allowed.
Alright,
I don't
Ash.
see people as able or allowed to pick what type they want. Okay, I want to be able to assess them and judge off of what they do in the world, what they like, what they dislike, and then assign a type to them rather than they get to choose for themselves based on like, oh, I like fire because it's cool and hot. No. So, for example, right, out of all the types, you take what a lot of the internet knows about me. We even have this on the podcast. What is the one thing that always gets brought up? What is the timer that we have until I bring it
you
up?
smoke grass. You're a grass type.
No,
gym leader. I get you.
I definitely don't smoke grass. No, it's we usually take how long into a podcast episode until I bring up the swim team, and now we made it 32 minutes and 27 seconds, or give or take a few seconds.
Dude, we were so good. The last episode, you didn't bring it up once. You
Yeah,
could have
yeah,
just said you'd
yeah.
be a water
But-
type.
but-
Not mentioned it.
But because of that, even the name, Salty Fish. What's another thing? Water sign, horoscope, getting into that even. So yes, I would be a water type gym leader, right? What other aspects can you describe about me?
So what would be your water team?
Okay. So we'd have to have a Sharpedo. I love
Okay.
Sharpedo. He has speed
I hate
boost.
Sharpedo. I think they look so stupid.
I think he's cool. I love his crunch, dude.
They're all neck. There's no tail.
How can he hate
That's
the
what the thing. His hidden ability is that he has a body you can't see it. Okay,
He's hypnotized you with his teeth.
No. You know what it is? His teeth reflect. It's like a mirror, and you look into it, and then you're too busy looking at it, so you don't see the bottom half of the body. That's what it is.
Which is just a man. It's just a guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's mine. I would be a ghost type gym leader, obviously, because even now you can see the Gengar, right?
Yeah.
But it would be 5 Gengars and then 1 like shiny Gengar, but mega evolved, so it's white. So that way I'd have the 5 Gengars around the one
Oh, no.
Gengar whenever they'd come into the gym. And I'd be like, if you understand this meme, get the fuck out.
not think that's what I was
Okay, wait. So we had Sharpedo for fish. What else?
I didn't know we could have multiple of the same Pokemon. What are some? I like Rotom Wash. Reminds me of our clean humor and how inappropriate we
Rotom?
get on. Yeah, Rotom.
Yeah,
He's a literal washing machine. He has electricity and water. Yeah.
and he's a ghost water type. He's just a washing.
Wash. I'm pretty sure he's electric. Actually, I need to double check
Is
that.
he really? Is he electric water and not ghost, even though he's a ghost?
Is he? I don't get ghost vibes from him. His default is a ghost, but I think he has different types.
They're all ghost, I thought.
No,
because
no,
it's
no,
a
no, no.
ghost Pokemon infusing itself
No,
with
there's
an
like water,
appliance.
fire, water, electric, something else. Yeah,
What?
There's no such thing as
What?
water fire.
I think there is.
Is
think
there
there's-
water?
there
ghosts?
How
definitely
is there a water fire Pokemon?
There. Okay, I'm gonna look it up right now, and I'm gonna prove you wrong. Water fire.
What would be a
Pokemon.
water fire
I'm a
Pokemon?
genius.
Like a
Look at that
water-
Volcanion. He's water fire. Bam. Next question. All right, Louis. What would you be?
Isn't Volcanion a legendary?
It's still a water fire Pokemon.
Okay, fair enough.
What
Right,
is
Louis?
that? How does he fucking putting himself out?
What do you
No,
mean?
because there's the. Oh, I mean,
Okay,
that's-
I would be.
yeah, it doesn't matter.
I would be. I would just be. I would be like starter Pokemon, and I just have a bunch of starters.
Would they
That'd
be
be sick.
evolved, or would you be?
Maybe
Just
I'll
the
have
babies.
the first Pokemon I bring out is like a first evolution like Squirtle. Then I'll bring out like an Ivysaur,
Oh, and then it gets harder.
and then I'll
you
bring like a
DP
Charmander or
Charizard?
Charizard, and then I'll bring out like some other like evolution 3 like Typhlosion and
You know what
I'm
you
like-
should do, Louis? You should be the music gym, and you could just have all Pokemon that have soundproof and just use the exact same loud Exploud move.
oh
Loudred.
Exploud. It's just a team of
Boomburst.
Yeah,
Explouds.
Explouds,
Yeah,
Jigglypuff.
Uproar.
She sings.
Oh, Jigglypuff could be cool.
You main Jigglypuff.
You just have
in Smash.
you just have a ton of Pokemon that are all obnoxiously loud, and you get noise complaints constantly from the gym.
Yeah.
My gym is underground, so nobody could hear it.
Mine is just a team filled with electrodes, and I'm just like, listen, if you don't get the hell out of here, I'm gonna detonate this whole gym.
I decide when you get the badge.
I told you guys about that time where I was just like, I don't understand why Mega Evolved is allowed. Because what's to stop me from bringing an Electrode, Mega Evolving it, and saying explosion and leveling this building? You better give
You're
me
just
that
a terrorist
badge.
at that point. Like, you're a fucking
You better
terrorist.
give me that badge, or there's not going to be anyone left to get it.
Oh, man. Okay, I got a question.
I'm
If you
just-
could
I'm
collab,
searching.
if we could bring anybody on the podcast, anybody, any celebrity, who would you bring and why? And what would we do? Nah, why? For me, Dream. And if you need me to answer you why, then you don't know.
All right, well then, fucking Jared Leto. All right.
Yeah,
you already know.
okay.
Uh huh.
True,
You
true,
imagine?
factual and true. Mm.
Except, we have to commission
VTubers,
VTubers. We have to get VTubers. That's exactly what I was gonna say. And he can't have a VTuber model, so we're all gonna interview him. We're all gonna talk in high
You know,
pitched,
Jared Leto's
exaggerated
crazy,
voices.
right? Like I learned this today. Okay, Jared Leto, one was in 30 Seconds to Mars as their guitarist. Did you know that?
He's the singer.
Yeah.
No, he's the guitarist.
He's the fucking
I looked it up earlier.
You're
I
gonna
literally
argue
looked it up. It
with-
said he was his guitarist.
I'm sure that
I
he's
just
he's
looked it
played
up. It
guitar.
said-
but
He's
I don't
the
think
singer.
guitarist.
It's a band of two brothers.
Yeah, and it said he was the guitarist when I looked it up.
Is-
I'm
30
just saying what I saw.
seconds,
Okay, I don't know if he's
Jared
also a
Leto.
singer. I'm just saying it said he was a guitarist.
Jared Leto. The band consists of brothers Jared Leto and
Jared
Shannon
Leto
Leto.
single. That's one of the options. I just love that.
Jared
Is
Leto
Jared
is the
Leto
lead vocalist
a
and
guitarist?
multi-instrumentalist and main songwriter for 30 Seconds to Mars. So you may continue,
enough.
but just
Fair enough. It said guitarist when I looked
I
it
would
up,
say
that's fine.
guitar is my main instrument. I've written more songs on a Martin acoustic than I've written on anything. Well, that's kind of. I feel like you could write a
Either
lot
way.
more on paper, you know?
I think Louis correct anyway. So besides the point, he also apparently has his own private island that he takes fans to. Dresses up in all white, combs his
yeah, it's
hair
the
all
echelon.
the way
That's what
out.
they're called.
Yeah, it combs his hair all the way out and basically calls himself Jesus.
It's fucking.
Oh, and
weird,
the
man.
context
Dude's
of why
insane.
we'd be VTubers is that Jared Leto actually did get interviewed by VTuber.
And then he's like, "Your
And it's the most
model is very cute."
uncomfortable.
Is that a
It is
tail?
the most
I have both.
It's very uncomfortable.
It's the most uncomfortable interview you've ever seen of a human. Like, you could tell he's so lost the entire time.
But he takes fans
it's
to
so
a
good.
private island.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's Jesus, I think. If I remember correctly.
What if he is
Very
Jesus?
cool. Jared Leto's insane. Let's see. If I could bring any one person onto this podcast, it would be Joe Rogan. So we could turn this into a Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh, we just blow the fuck up.
We turned our podcast into a Joe Rogan podcast.
All right, Fish.
So, do you guys ever see a monkey on DMT? Hey, can we bring that clip up?
Can we bring that clip up?
just a monkey having an absolute blast at a jungle gym, just going insane. What is DMT anyway? I don't even remember.
DMT is a dimethyltryptamine. It's like it makes you trip, very very hard.
Nice.
It's like a psychedelic. I mean, it is a psychedelic. It's like the purest psychedelic.
The purest.
It's like what ayahuasca is, but like just the chemical. I might be super wrong, and there might be some crazy druggies in our fans that will message me saying that I'm wrong, like I was wrong about the furries. But you know what? If you're putting that stuff in YouTube comments, you're just kind of self-reporting. So
nice. I found a question. If you were the Michael Jordan of any sport, which sport would it be? I would probably
basketball.
have to.
I'd just be Michael Jordan.
I want to be the Michael Jordan of basketball while Michael Jordan is still active on the court. I want him to know that I'm the better him.
Mirror matchup. Nobody scores on each other. Okay, 2 answers.
I think that's a better answer.
One.
Can you answer better than that?
No. Okay, but I'll give mine. So, it's a group question. It's just a competition or anything. Fucking Michael Jordan over here. Okay. Okay, we have tennis, right? I love the idea of so many fucking people working for you to the point where they just stand still and like the ball getters, right? That just gives me a sense of superiority in a way that I've kind of missed throughout my whole life. And I guess I'd want to be the Michael Jordan of that sport for that sole reason. And I would emphasize on my moan as hard as I could, but with the skill of Michael Jordan equivalent to tennis, nobody would question me. And then I would start a trend of people trying to make the loudest moans possible whenever they hit the ball.
That's a thing, though. You're supposed to moan as loud as you can, or like just yell as loud as you can when you hit the ball. It's proven that you hit the ball a little bit harder when you do. That's why if you watch like Serena Williams, when she does like the fastest woman's like spike of or serve or whatever, like she goes ah, and you're like, holy shit.
Ooh.
Like, the woman just blasts the ball down and no one keeps up.
So you want to be like Federer?
Here's my second option. Okay, I changed my second option, but I have a better one. I would want to be a glizzy goblin, like a hot dog eating contest, Michael Jordan of that, because not only would I be good at that sport,
So
and,
like Matt Stoney,
recognized something like that. Yeah, I could take that sport and I could apply it to everyday life without even having to practice it. I could just wolf down meals quickly. Something that takes me away from my work, away from social time. Yeah, I could just be like, oh, dinner's served. Never mind, dinner's done.
Just suck it up like Kirby.
Yeah, exactly.
Just gone.
I would save so much time if I had that not superpower, if I was the Michael Jordan of glizzy gobbling.
Would you only eat hot dogs?
No. Imagine, but I would shape everything like a hot dog.
You would just go to your house and just a bunch of penis-shaped foods in your fucking fridge. What the fuck?
Dude, I didn't know you could get a watermelon that looked like this. Why does it have testicles?
Alright, what about you two, Gold?
I would like to be the Michael Jordan of pole vaulting. The idea of me just hitting the farthest pole vault, just gone, and no one ever being able to come close to it, just makes me laugh uncontrollably. Like, how the fuck did he fly that high?
Now, would this
He actually pole vaulted 40 feet straight up. The pole's only 20 feet long.
It's so difficult to think about that, like comparing skill when it comes to a game of basketball versus a game of pole vaulting, or the sport of pole vaulting, because you can literally see the distance between two different athletes. With basketball, it's harder to take all the statistics, or all the things that they do into the statistics. Because it's interesting to see how it would carry over.
Yeah, I mean, in pole vaulting, there's just one statistic, right?
Yeah.
It's up.
versus basketball.
There's no, like in hockey or football or soccer or baseball or there's a lot of different things that you have to be good at. But in pole vaulting, it's just the one thing.
That's what you think.
Yeah, but I do it like I pole vault, but I also keep a basketball with me, so I could just literally
also
bring it
dunk
down on
it.
someone else, just slam it. So that's why I thought this question would be so funny when you're just like, what's the Michael Jordan of whatever sport? It'd be like hockey. You just take the puck in your hand, you just slam it down the
Bowling.
Who do you think you are? I am. Have you seen that?
Yeah. All right.
I think those TikToks of the people that get the bowling ball and then like do a basketball throw with
That's
it are
the
like
dumbest
the worst
shit.
humans on the
Those are the
planet.
It's so
worst.
disrespectful,
Worst
but I
people.
will admit it gets me to laugh every time.
Damn, how much cheese are you fucking gobbling down?
All right, that's probably like 4 slices, I'd say. The
4 slices
bag
of
is gone.
cheese? God damn, son.
Well, I'm gonna dinner tonight. Okay, I'm probably gonna order. I have no food in my house right now. I just got back today. I literally was in my house for an hour and then we were recording. All right, next question.
You want to do it too, Boom?
Sure. Let me find it. Let's see. Quirky 3 numbers on the back of your credit card. What's your mother's maiden name? Help me? With a question mark. Favorite content creator.
Right now?
Yeah.
There's somebody I can
I have
say.
2. Sure.
Atrioc and Poke. Lols.
Oh, Atrioc, definitely up there. Yeah, I always watch his videos. Let me see. Okay, if I go to my YouTube right now, and I've been watching a lot of Criticals recently, but I never
Critical's
watched
so
the whole
good.
video.
You've never watched a whole video? What are you talking
No,
about?
I do, but like I feel like recently I've been getting into a lot of Critical videos, but for some reason I never get through the whole thing. But I love it. I love it. It's not because I like quit it out of boredom. It's just like I don't do it. And then the other one would be Pay Money Wubby, 100%.
Pay when you have, he's dope.
I love Pay Money Wubby. And
His video of the sex toy or whatever that he orders for the first time has never made me laugh harder. I love that video so much because it's just it's so cumbersome. Like it's just such a heavy object, and he's just like, "Look at the titty," and he just slaps it. Dude, I love Pay Money Wubby. My favorite content creator right now would probably be. Yeah, I watch a lot of Atrioc. Maybe. Oh, Baus. Baws. Or Baussff. He's a Scion one trick that plays League of Legends, and he just ints his brain out. And he's just a
The
European
Inting
dude.
Scion.
Yeah, he's perfected. He's gotten challenger in Korea in like a month.
That's
of playing
crazy.
there, and he just feeds. And his literal KD is less than 1.
oh, yeah, he
Like
inspired you.
he's challenger, and he's so good at that goddamn character.
gotta watch some
And he always
videos.
has like 400 CS a minute, and you're like, how the fuck are you doing this? It's just an art form to watch, and he's dead all the time, and he's constantly saying, "Oh, FF already! This lane is impossible," and then he just wins the game. And you're like, how the fuck are you doing this?
All right, I got
he's quirky.
what's one thing we have on our bucket list that is like the top of it? You really want to do?
Read Patrick Rothfuss's final book in Way of the Kings, or no, the King Killer Chronicles,
Just
because
fucking
he
do
hasn't
it
released
then.
it yet, and I'll
Oh,
never
okay.
die until it happens. That's the final thing on my
What if
bucket
he
list.
dies before it happens?
Well, I guess I'll cursed for eternity, don't you
You're
think?
just
Because
fucking
I'll
immortal?
never allow myself to
Just
die.
fucking immortal.
But other than that, like, I want to go to the salt flats of Bolivia during the rainy season, and stand on top of the sky.
Cool.
That's like the only thing I've ever had on my bucket list for as long as I can remember. There's nothing else on there.
I don't know why
Phish tickles?
my mind immediately jumped to island stuff, and I'm trying to think what would I do on an island that like I haven't
You
been
could play
able
Overwatch.
to really do. No. But then I thought I guess something that I would One thing that I want to do is kind of discover a big body of water. Wait, what did you say?
You go to the island and play Overwatch.
Oh, yeah. No. Why did you laugh?
It's an island. You crash land with your laptop. Instead of saying SOS, you just launch Overwatch.
You wouldn't have any internet. It wouldn't work.
Did you know that the internet isn't like some weird it's not like
waves?
satellites or whatever. It's literally there's cables underneath the ocean that connect our countries. It's all cabled.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
We can't figure out a better way?
Cable.
Because it's the fastest way to get information.
No.
It's the speed of light.
Wait.
What about
is your issue with that?
GPSs?
It's a different thing.
We just
that's the satellite.
send it to a satellite and send it to the other person.
Yeah, but this is faster.
How do we
Wait,
know?
Louis, what is your issue with the process that we use now?
It's just science.
If we discover aliens, how are we supposed to game with them? We can't send a cable through space.
We're never gonna game with aliens, Louis.
Why would you
What?
play a multiplayer game with aliens?
You wouldn't
Because
want
the
to. You
signal
wouldn't
would
want to
take
throw
forever.
up seamless Elden Ring with like another
They
species.
could just visit
fucking
us.
dope.
Destroy us. Look, okay.
They could just visit us.
The greatest speedruns that we've ever seen, those 7-minute Elden Ring speedruns,
Yeah.
that is child's play for your average alien. They're going to find us.
I think they're
We're not gonna
limited by
find
how
them.
fast the game can go.
All right. So
though.
what were
There's
you
a
saying?
certain point
Wait,
where you
wait,
just
wait. So island shit. What were you talking about?
Okay, I want to do something extremely, I don't even know. This might sound kind of lame, but I would just like to be in an island area where I can just do stuff that I always see on Instagram, which is like jumping off this giant waterfall into this giant body of water and just have an experience or a day
Having
like
a pretty
that.
girl take your hand and then you see her back. You know what I'm talking about?
posing.
where they grab your hand and then
Yeah,
it's just
and
you
you're like-
recording from the back of them
Yeah.
as they like walk you into this beautiful sunset or something like that. No, I didn't picture that. I just pictured like I don't know why. I saw it from a third person POV, not from myself, but just jumping off of this waterfall into this huge body of water with like a rainbow sparkling down the waterfall and all that. Just a beautiful sight like that. Just being in that moment. But like I said, I don't think that's that difficult to do.
No. Just go to a waterfall.
I don't think you have to go to
jump down.
abandoned island in order to jump off a waterfall.
I think the
Here's-
part of it
I mean,
that-
waterfalls
that's
don't
bucket
just
list-
take place on islands.
Yeah.
We just need to wait until one forms.
We should build an island.
We get a bucket of water. We keep on pouring it from the top.
How do you
And
do
then
it in you get a bucket of lava
in
What in the
Minecraft?
level of
in
stupid are
Minecraft, and then you put it
talking about?
three blocks away from a bucket of water, and then we have unlimited cobblestone.
And then
I'm
that'll be the
sorry, Henry.
foundation
I broke
of
the
our
cobblestone
waterfall.
generator.
Perfect.
Wow. Oh, voice
I
crack.
think still one of the funniest things I've ever seen on YouTube was PewDiePie and his friend Cinnamon Toast Ken trying to figure out a cobblestone generator for like 3 YouTube videos. It was
That's
so
a long
funny.
time.
It was
That is a
so
long
funny.
time.
And it's funny because I didn't even play Minecraft at the time. I would have not known how to do. So I wasn't sitting there like, oh, you just got to do this. I was just sitting there like, this is so funny.
I know.
I
know
can't
what
wait
you're
for
talking
them
about.
to
Yeah,
understand.
Yeah. You know, PewDiePie doesn't actually allow people to take photos with him anymore in public. If they just run
Really?
into him on the street or something. And I thought about
Because
that,
that
and I
was-
was just like, that. Originally, when I first heard that, I'm like, what about all these grade A celebrities that not one person on the planet wouldn't recognize? And I'm thinking, like, maybe it's the whole idea that PewDiePie is located on the internet, where there's a lot more degeneracy, and I think that's what PewDiePie is kind of tired of, is running into people that, for the most part, like, no hate against his fans or anything, but the fact that he has generated a following on the internet, and the internet is just a cesspool of all these people that, don't really get social cues maybe as much as people that don't use it.
All I know is that from before he used to have, and I don't remember them. I used to be a pretty big PewDiePie watcher, but like He used to have like code words. It's like, if you say this to me, then we can take a picture. But I'm sure he made a video explaining to his fans, that people that actually watch his videos like every day religiously, are like, look, I don't want to take any pictures anymore. If you, because I'm pretty sure he's like, you can come up to me and say hi, but I'm not going to take pictures with you. That's usually what he's like, he says.
Oh,
yeah. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, I not to jump to any conclusions. That wasn't me of saying like, wow, he's so entitled. He's not even a great movie star. No, but yeah, I just thought that was interesting. That no more photos. I'm sure it definitely happened way more often than we can ever imagine. I feel you don't know unless you're him.
Every time
you're the most sub 2 person on YouTube. I mean,
not anymore. It's T-Series now.
Yeah, whatever. I don't even know.
Yeah,
what
but T-Series is a fucking label that steals music, so whatever. It's not like a content creator. Yeah, T-Series can't walk around and get pictures.
Well, Mr. Beast is catching up to PewDiePie, I'm pretty sure.
Are you telling me I can't get a picture with John Series?
You mean Teresa Series?
Who the fuck did I take a picture with then? Who is this guy?
You're John Series. Why do you love that joke so much?
It just works with everything.
You minimize a whole company into one person with the name John before them. And their last name is the name of the company or brand or franchise.
You're John Musk?
You're telling me you're John Hershey, heir to the Hershey?
I'm gonna be like, holy shit, you're John Musk. Do you know John Tesla?
Oh, I have a good question. Do you like to keep your friend circle small or as big as possible?
Shit, I don't have time for the small circle I got. The big one would be impossible, man.
I think
That's
I
not
have...
even because I'm trying not to. It's just because I forget to talk to people.
I have a very big friend circle. But, I mean... I guess, yeah, I want a big circle.
I would like a big circle, but I'm so bad at reaching out to people, and that's something that I know that I need to work on, is keeping in touch with people after they kind of like drift away or there's like a big separation between us, something that happens that like maybe causes us to not speak or see each other as much as we used to. I want to get better at that. So I would like to make my friend circle bigger. I'm just horrible at reaching out to people.
I think I have enough friends. I'm good.
Two Bolts fresh out of boy cards. No more boys.
It's like a solid set, and this is the maximum amount of people I can reliably talk to on a regular basis and game with. Because if I don't game with you, chances are you're not part of that close circle for the most part. I think it's really what it is. Because playing games is like the majority of the way I've met people in my life. Besides
the majority of what you
like
do.
School. Yeah, that too. And like when I go out and do anything, like IRL, if I'm not hanging out with my friends, I don't talk to anyone, like at all. I don't even know how to approach a stranger and like with the intent of making a friend, because I don't like, first, I don't even want to for the most part. Like I don't know what I would do with someone that doesn't play games. They're like, hey, you want to go out and drink? And be like, no, I'd rather save my money. I just don't want to go out and drink or do other social things, like normally social things. Like even when I was going to the gym like multiple times a day for like 3 months and I was hanging out with the same people over and over again, I don't think I remember any of their names.
Damn.
And they were all in the same class.
Do you remember my name?
Huh?
Who? What?
Who are you?
Sound like Joe Biden. What was that thing that he was saying about the numbers or whatever?
Dude, there's an infinite amount of things that Joe Biden has said that just make me like, dude, are you okay, man? Like, you need some help, dog. Like, get this
a million,
poor man off
billion, thousand.
This is my favorite clip ever, though, is him trying to give a handshake to a person that doesn't exist. It's like, dude, oh no.
God.
It's like, oh, Jesus Christ. This is going to be a bad one. Can't wait to see this all over social media for the next 4 years.
I This is a very general answer that's probably going to disappoint some people how general this answer is that I have for this question, but what are your future plans with the podcast? So I want to start out by saying...
I'm out of the podcast.
No.
This was my last one.
This was the last episode, yes. No, I was going to say...
They're replacing me with someone more beautiful. I don't know what her name is, but she's very hot.
The issue that I have with the podcast right now, even though it takes so little time compared to the whole YouTube and Twitch thing, it gets not a lot of views compared to the other platforms that I have and what you guys have as well. And I know that in order to increase that, we have to actually plan stuff for the podcast. But honestly, the way that I want to do it right now, people see the podcast from the recommended videos for the most part on YouTube. I've looked at the analytics. We get the most amount of views and audio listens from YouTube versus all the other podcast audio platforms that it's uploaded to. So what I think that I want to do is just get back into the swing of uploading YouTube videos consistently. And now I can physically say that I'm able to do that. Both of my editors are getting back on track. As of actually today, I got a message from one of them. And once we can do that, I feel like the podcast is really going to blow up. Then we can get some more consistent viewership, maybe even build a better even income on it. And then we'll have enough of a budget maybe to make... Well, that's not guaranteed, but that's what I'm going to say. If we can up the income, maybe we can really up the production value, and we can even have a room dedicated, maybe not a room, but like a space dedicated to recording in person. Yeah,
that would be so awesome. It'd be so awesome.
True.
That we all just meet up and we can have like a one for guests and stuff like that. I also I do want to get some of our friends on the podcast too. I think that'll be fun. We should do one of those this week. I think. Why not?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Sure.
Let's do it.
I'm down. Also, here's one. Messiest breakup story? Question mark. You guys have a messy breakup story?
I can tell you right now, yeah, that my ex and I did not have a good breakup in the end. There was just like multiple things that just went wrong on both our parts. I don't know.
Are you comfortable sharing with the class, Phish, or is that something you want to keep to the chest?
Okay, let me make a timeline in my head. Okay. Day 1, the breakup. Day 2, the outbreak.
The outbreak? What the hell happened? I never told anyone this, but I was in China for a little while.
Oh, no.
I developed an interesting palate for the local cuisine, and they tested bat on me. And I said,
my God.
Damn, I feel a little coffee. Throat's a little scratchy.
I don't think I have any bad breakup stories.
No, I broke a girl's heart.
That's
about it. But out of consideration for her, I won't tell that story. It's not funny. It's just rough.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how to make
I'm sure I've broken hearts as well as my heart has been broken, but it's not a breakup story.
Oh,
no girl
I have
I've
a
ever
breakup
dated has
story.
broken my heart. I've been fortunate in that regard, or maybe really unfortunate. I don't know. Depends on how you look at it.
When I was in kindergarten, there was another girl who was also in my grade. What? Apparently we were inseparable, and the teachers literally needed to pull us apart. And then I learned that this girl who was what is it? It was like the last party of high school. I ran into her, and then of course that's when she brings it up to me, and I was like, well, that's disappointing. I wish I pursued that back when I was in kindergarten, because she was beautiful to me.
You were in kindergarten. What the fuck are you supposed to do?
Be stronger than the teachers. Be stronger than the teachers that were physically pulling us away, apparently. Because I didn't remember it. It was her that came up to me and told me about it. For all I know, she could have been gaslighting me and screwing with me.
Yeah, maybe right then you should have been like, let's go back to my place.
That's the tragic breakup part, is that she was telling me while she was like kind of leaning over in the arms of her current boyfriend.
What? That's not a breakup story.
That's not a breakup. That's just heartbreak.
What do you
dog.
mean?
There's
What,
difference.
no, it was kindergarten. We were clearly very much dating, as you know, I guess you could call it, and then the teachers made us break up. Romeo and Juliet
In kindergarten.
in kindergarten, yeah.
Kindergarten wasn't just
Man,
one
that's-
day.
Well, it felt
That's
like
a
it.
tragedy right there. Love at first sight in kindergarten. Inseparable.
no, but
Only to
in
have
all
her
honesty, yeah,
swept
it is
away
hard
in
to
the
think
arms
of
another
breakup.
man 20 years later.
It is hard to think of breakup stories and trying to
Can't
make
be
a
that
right
hard.
out
How
of
many
them.
women have you broken up with? So many that you've lost count of.
No,
they all
no,
just
no. I didn't mean it's hard to
merged
think of the
together
story. No,
into
no.
one breakup?
It's hard to make them funny in a sense.
well, it doesn't necessarily have to be funny.
Yeah, I don't think
I
breakups are funny.
said it's not funny as a breakup story because
It's also
I
hard to
thought they would be a good
pinpoint
joke.
like what a breakup stories is like a long thing. It's like over the years of like, okay, well now the relationship is getting sour. We're still together. Okay, one of us has decided I can no longer take it, and then we break up, and then the fallout, and then her dating one of your best friends, and you're like, oh fuck, okay.
That's a rough story. The three relationships that I had, 2 of them ended with us just going, we aren't meant for each other, and then we walked away. It's very amicable.
You're like Asmongold. I feel like you're gonna have a lot of the same Asmongold stories.
What
It's
are you
like
talking
a
about?
girl moved in and then saw how I was living and then left.
I think a girl would be quite happy with the way I live.
Not
honestly.
with your fridge, dog.
Okay, dude, my fridge is easily remedied. I do this for me, okay? That's just how it is. If she also doesn't cook, then she doesn't have to worry about anything at all because we're gonna have similar lifestyles already. My place is clean. Like, my place is spotless, dog. Like, I'm a very good roommate. I don't leave messes.
That's good.
Hate messes.
Oh, I can tell you.
Like-
You know how Louis tweeted that I had a very small TV in my house. There's a 32-inch TV. It's on Twitter somewhere. There's a photo, but picture maybe like a 65-inch TV stand or a table or something like that, and then there's a 32-inch TV on top of that in front of a
So
big-ass
small.
wall. That's the setup that I had
Alright.
for the first few weeks that I moved into my house. And I actually
Chat,
was
for
watching.
most of you, your monitors are around 27 inches. So
So it's
imagine
like a
your
couple more
monitor
inches,
where
just
a
a
And
television-
then,
little bit
okay,
more.
Let me build the scene more. And then the couch that we were watching the TV on was probably
very far from the
10
TV.
feet from the TV, and it was around 2 p.m. I didn't have any blinds or any curtains over the shades of my windows, so the sun was just glaring into the TV, allowing us to see maybe a fourth of the screen. The rest was covered in sunlight that we couldn't see. And that was an experience that I had with the girl for the first few weeks of moving into LA.
So funny. It's like, yeah,
Needless
let's,
to
let's
say,
go to my house and
funniest
watch a
thing.
movie.
needless to say, it went absolutely nowhere. But
She probably thought you were the brokest man in LA. Like, you ever see those pictures on Twitter or wherever where it's just like a guy that's like, hey, rate my setup, and it's just like one folding chair and then it has like a shitty desk made of cardboard and then a computer monitor. That's basically the equivalent of what Phish's setup was when he first moved in, except it's just a rinky-dink television just 20 feet away from it.
that's the see, but see, I was adamant on insisting. Like, by the way, I just moved in here. Like, I'm getting a bigger TV, and at least I think, from what I think, she was understanding of that. She was like, "All right, I understand. I'm sure that this 65-inch or so TV stand is here for a reason." And now I'm pretty sure, a 65-inch TV, so it looks normal. It looks nice.
So now I have a reasonably sized television.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
With Smash Brothers.
Another fan. Are you going to any conventions or any meetups with fans? I'm terrified of that.
If my fans can find me,
No. You're supposed to. They're asking if there's.
I'll go to a con, but you'll never know.
They're asking is.
He's full
Will
cosplay.
there ever
Would you
be a
just drop-
moment? And I guess Twobold, you're saying
I do
no.
cool cosplay.
Will there ever be a moment where you tweet out, "Okay, I'm at this convention today. Meet at in front of the Sonic
The
themed
Starbucks
bathroom at 2 p.m." And then you all meet up with your fans, and then you know
Nobody would show up.
That's what I'd be worried about. One is that nobody would show up, or two, only one person would show up.
And then you just got to hang out with that one dude.
You gotta hang out with that one.
So I guess no is the answer.
Like, I don't want to sound ungrateful or anything, but I just generally don't want to meet up with people I don't know for the most part. Like, it's really just what it comes down to. I'm not social enough. I couldn't do a fan meetup.
I'd
Yeah,
be
it's
fine
kinda
with the fan
scary.
meetup.
I've seen fan meetups like for the sole reason of seeing what they're like from another person's perspective. I'm like, God, I would fucking crumble into dust if I were thrown into this situation. But I'd do it if there was a group of us, yeah. And then it was kind of guaranteed that there would be more people showing up than the people that are hosting the meetup.
I'd be like, if you can find me at TwitchCon, I will shake your hand. Maybe. Most of you will get fist bumps. Just for sanitary reasons. But some of you I'll be like, I know who you are. You deserve a handshake. I will not smile for this photo. And like a mile-high hover hand, too. I want no implications in any of these meetups.
Like
I wanna
with
see,
Keanu Reeves?
the full thing, yeah.
Like Keanu Reeves.
Exactly. That man played it very smart. You can't afford it, man. You can't afford it.
What have you learned ever since moving out of your parents' home, whether that be recent or a long time ago?
That laundry isn't just done. You have to do it.
No chores are just fucking done. Yeah.
That the bathroom grows red, like, nonsense
Shit, yeah.
around the drain. And it's
Yeah.
very obnoxious. And it's gross.
Yeah.
The first time that happened to me, I'm like, our bathroom's been infected by an
The demons are coming.
Our bathroom is under attack.
What the fuck is this shit?
Our bathroom is infected.
The first time
We
I
need-
found that
we need
shit
to call
like
the
in
church.
my bathroom, I went up to my roommates and I was like, "What the fuck have you guys been doing in the bathroom?" They're like, "Dude, that's normal. You just wipe it away." I'm like, "I'm not touching that. What the hell is it?" It's like, "It's mold." Why is there mold in the bathroom?
It's just what
I've
happened.
never seen mold before. That was genuinely like the most shocking thing ever. Like, you could grow mold if you're not living in a hovel.
Any other questions?
Oh, what else?
I mean,
Maybe
there's
I just don't have a balanced
1,000
diet.
billion questions, but
Oh yeah, there are a lot. Yeah.
I mean, we can get to it on the 30th episode.
Yeah, we can
come back
continue.
to
We can
this.
just go back to this channel. I could keep it up for.
I got one that's real important.
Oh, okay. We'll end.
Is
end the
Louis
episode there.
secretly the CEO of sex? Yes. I have a lot of sex.
All right. What's yours, Too Bold?
Oh no, that was actually not a good question at all.
Say
What
it,
is
say
your
it, say it,
proudest
say it, say it.
accomplishment? Jump King.
Say it, Too Bold. Say it. I want to know what was going through your. I want to analyze what was going through your mind 5 minutes ago, or not even fucking 30 seconds ago.
minutes ago?
30 seconds ago,
let's
while
see.
you were reading
Let's
that
scroll
question
back
and
and
thought,
find
"This
it.
is how I'm going to end this episode of the Phish Tank podcast."
Okay, what is your opinion on the Trade Federation blockage of Naboo?
Fuck.
I think Naboo should be able to trade with whoever they want. Okay.
Very controversial
I
topic.
don't think the Federation, the Trade
You wanna be careful,
Federation
Louis.
should.
Louis,
should-
Louis, shut up.
I don't think the Empire doesn't have any reason to be telling anybody who they should be trading with or not trading with. The Jedi will live.
No, I'm not associated. You will suffer and die. But what about the Wookiees?
That's a great way to end the episode. I think that was a good 20th episode, just getting to people's questions and.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm happy to be back. Even though I was gone for a long time. It flew by so fast. Those 10 days went by so quickly.
I got into
learned
Dead by
to-
Daylight because you were gone. I hope you realize that. So it's your fault.
I learned to appreciate what it's like with my family and my friends back in New York, especially more than I had before. And yeah, it was nice.
Man.
It was a good trip.
Glad that time away has really helped you rekindle how important it is to be close with family.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Yes, thank you guys for tuning into another episode of the Phish Tank podcast. We are now back to weekly uploads. We will not.
I have an idea for our next podcast. We should do Smash or Pass Furry Edition.
Furry edition, like every furry out there.
All of them.
Yeah.
Including that topic of conversation.
All right, cool.
Nailed it.
Yes, we will see you guys next week for Smash or Pass. Every
Furry
furry
edition.
out there. Yeah.
Every single OC.
All right, goodbye, everybody. Make sure to subscribe if you're new here, or just follow the
Later.
podcast. Yes, thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Peace.